Hello and welcome to the Guru Show. It's me, Joni Ozeka, and welcome to today's video. I'm back after the video I done yesterday. I've really enjoyed it, so I thought, you know what, I'll come on here and give you a preview of the game tomorrow night. Obviously a massive game, the final of the Club World Championship, and it is an opportunity for Chelsea not only to be world champions, but it is also a chance for Chelsea to show, you know, what a little glimpse into the future of this team and how, you know, what we have tried to build over the past seasons under Clear Lake and obviously with Maresca last season, what their strategy has been and how it can produce when it matters. Obviously the back end of the Premier League season, getting top four, winning the Europa Conference, good early success and a small glimpse at the team and their potential in finals. But tomorrow is a completely different kettle of fish. They're playing against the best team in the world, the Champions League winners, PSG. They are also playing against a team that is also a very young, hungry and very strong team. And it kind of shows that the strategy of going for young players work with the way that PSG has turned out under Luis Enrique. And I think it's going to be a really fun game of football. Both teams are going to press. Both teams are going to try to play attacking football. And I think there could be a shock in terms of the way that Chelsea handled themselves. I think a lot of people are writing them off, and you could probably say rightfully so in certain ways. Obviously the way that PSG have played out, they absolutely demolished Real Madrid, obviously puts them in a very strong position going into this game, and they are heavy favourites. But I think that Chelsea could, you know, shock a few people. You know, the players that we've got, we've seen the potential in glimpses, and this is the first big opportunity to see it in effect in a game. For me, I think that we are gonna, you know, cause a few problems for PSG. I'm not going to say that we're going to win because I feel that it's a hard game, but I do feel that there is the potential there for Chelsea to spring the upset and definitely get a good result when it comes to the game. I think it's all going to come down to the starting lineup. There's going to be big questions about, does he stick with João Pedro up top, or does he bring back in Liam Delap and then move over Pedro over to the left hand side? I think that's going to be interesting to see what he does there. The big talking point for Chelsea will always be the fact of the goalkeeper. I don't think that Robert Sanchez is the guy that we should be going into the new season with. I think he still has a mistake in him, and I think he does have... The thing is with Robert Sanchez, when he makes a mistake, it's a big mistake. It's not like an easy goal or whatnot. It is, I always refer back to the game against Arsenal I think it was not last season, the season before. And, you know, we were cruising in that game and he just passes the ball to Declan Rice. He does that a lot, you know, these sort of brain fart moments where it does not only cost us a goal, but it costs us a momentum switch. And in a game against PSG, in a final, a big final, is something that he cannot do. If he plays tomorrow, he needs to be on point. He has to do the simple things correctly and just try to not have those brain fart moments. I would start Reece James. I know he's been a bit, you know, hit and miss in terms of injuries. I know he missed the game because of he felt something in the warm-up, but he did play in the last game as a substitute. I would start him. You need your captain in big finals, and I think that having him on the pitch, he's so influential when he's on the pitch that he needs to play. Colwill will come back in after suspension. I would start Chalobah. I think when he does play, I think he's... The fact, again, that it's coming up that he is up for sale, I think is so disrespectful. I think he's a fantastic defender, and I think he is one that, you know, Chelsea definitely need to start in this game. Over on the left-hand side, it picks himself, not only because of the fact that he's the only left-back we've got, but the fact is, I think when he's on form, he's one of the best left-backs in the world, and that is Cucurella. My midfield would be Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. I think Enzo is now showing that potential we all knew Dele had, and Caicedo is N'Golo Kante reincarnated. Fantastic player, very good, and I think when he plays, he does what Kante done for us in terms of the fact that he kind of does two people's jobs, and I think he picks himself. Then the three behind the striker. Over on the right hand side, I would definitely start with Pedro Neto. Been a fantastic player this whole tournament, and I think over on the left hand side, sorry, on the right hand side is definitely his stronger position for me. He should start over on the right wing. Behind the striker, it's obvious, Cole Palmer. I know him and Enzo kind of play as 2-10s, but for me, he is the one that I think has that bit of star potential, that bit of stardust, that bit of quality. And, you know, we saw what he did in the Conference League final when he you know, when he kind of turned the game on his head. So for me, Cole Palmer, it picks himself. Over on the left-hand side, that is where the questions start. Where do we go? Madueke is left. He's now going over to Arsenal, so he's going to do his medical, so he ain't going to be available. Me, I'd play Juan Pedro over there, just because I like the idea of having that focal point, that strong point in terms of someone that can kind of ruffle a bit of feathers. PSG, they got a strong back line, and I think Liam Delap's strength could definitely play in our favour. So for me, I would start with Delap up top and Pedro over on the left-hand side. But like I said, PSG, a very hard team. They press absolutely immensely, and it's going to be interesting to see how we play when that sort of pressure is on us. It's the sort of game where you've got, I think, you know, they're obviously going to target Cole Palmer, but I feel like people like Enzo Fernandez breaking a line with his runs, with his passing. I think he's going to have a big game tomorrow if he is going to, if we are going to win. I think a lot of it will focus on how Enzo performs in terms of he's able to kind of control the game, but he's going to be under so much pressure in that midfield that it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts to that sort of pressure. But it's a big game in these players. If the way we've been building this team and the way we want it to go forward and the potential it has is going to progress, this is a game where you kind of start to see, and it's kind of like their first taste of it in many ways, in a big final, and you know, a final where they're going to be pressed. Because like I said, they press like absolute demons, and it's going to be very interesting to see how we react to it. But I do have a good feeling about it. I think in terms of the team, I think, you know, we're pretty up there in terms of, you know, man for man. I think when our players played to their potential, I think we can match them, and it will be interesting. But it is going to be a very, very hard game. They're on a roll. They've won the Champions League. They absolutely bashed up Real Madrid in the last game, and it'd be interesting to see how we react to that. But I think that Chelsea can definitely spring the upset, and I think we can definitely win the game. But as I said, we are definitely the massive underdogs in this, and it's the Chelsea way. We win finals, we win big games. That's just what we do. So it's definitely going to be a good watch, and I cannot wait for it. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like, favourite, comment, and subscribe. I will be back tomorrow after the game with my review, and I will speak to you all again soon. See you later.